In nature, male bees are being deceived into relations with a different species. Bee orchid is a flower where one of its petals or labellum resembles a bee or a Pokemon, depending on the angle. Because of this, the male bee is drawn in and pollinates the orchid. This is also known as pseudocopulation. The flower is hijacking the bee's instincts for its own survival. The bee orchid hijacking the bee's instincts and exploiting its attraction sounds a bit like what these black mirrors have done to us. If you think the manosphere is harmless, think again. For years, they have manipulated men and boys from their innermost unhealed wound by demonizing women and girls, a poisonous doctrine they spewed that has trickled down from millennial men within the manosphere who chose to go their own way to Gen Z men within it who found their way back to women, not for connection, but for revenge, and finally to Gen Alpha, who have apparently been dating AI chatbots because it is easier and the bots are essentially easier to control. An article from Fortune states, research by Male Allies UK found that 20% of boys aged 12 to 16 know a peer who is dating an AI chatbot, while 85% have spoken to one, and over a quarter even prefer the attention and connection they get from a bot over the real thing. One thing at the core of the manosphere, though it is unspoken, is a fear of rejection and a rejection wound. The article mentions that these young teens prefer these bots because they avoid the rejection they could potentially receive from a real girl. This all sounds like a recipe for narcissism. An AI girlfriend is an echo chamber. This type of AI is known to be insanely agreeable, especially because this is a subjective relationship. An AI chatbot is straight out of Black Mirror. Black Mirror is a science fiction show. The creator, Charlie Brooker, has explained that the Black Mirror is the screen you stare into all day. When it is off, you literally see yourself in it. The message is clear. Mirrors reflect back to us, whether good, bad, or ugly. And when people gaze into a mirror, they see just that, be it good, bad, or ugly, staring back at them. And in the occult, the bad or ugly could very well be the result of scrying. From cooled molten lava comes obsidian, a dark natural glass often used for divination. Though a practitioner may use other mediums, in this example, the obsidian is the medium, and scrying is the act of gazing into the obsidian or black mirror to gain insight from spirits. The objects used in scrying are a means of projection. And wouldn't you know it, smartphones are also used for scrying. Not always intentionally, but even with intentional scrying, the mirror is just the tool. The goal is to use the tool as a means of focus and projection to gain insight. So the unintentional scryer gazes into the obsidian ghost, and what reflects back to them is the good, the bad, or the ugly. Insight that they project outwardly, as those who like to project do in comment sections across social media. Their envy, their ugliest and worst traits, they cast upon strangers on the internet. Meanwhile, those who look in the mirror and like what they see have positive projections. But with the history of such an object, is it any wonder then that there was a time when humans didn't trust mirrors? They believed mirrors could trap souls. When someone died, mirrors were covered so their spirit wouldn't get lost, caught, or confused. And lastly, on this point, there's that Bloody Mary mirror game. Say Bloody Mary a few times in a dark bathroom mirror, and Bloody Mary appears. It's a game with a layered history that saw many of us as children practicing divination. What valuable information can one possibly gain from the dead or from unclean spirits? The dead know nada, scripture says. Even some that are living exist and know nothing. We may call them NPCs, the walking dead, zombies. And some are just attracted to death, to numbness. Carrion flowers are yet another example of a flower of the mimetic variety, the kind that tricks critters into pollinating it. Except this one isn't rainbows and bumblebees. It's for carrion flies and beetles that love death. As sick as they are, flies are pollinators. What these flowers are doing is sapromyophily, another example of deception-based reproduction through sensory manipulation. Through the black mirror, we enter the web, and some who are drawn to death and darkness enter the dark web. Unfortunately, kids are often victims of the dark web. They are targeted by predators, those who sell illicit substances, and even death cults like 764, a group that encourages degeneracy and violence, including against the self. Just as the spider spins it, the web is a tool, but also the home for devouring spirits. And sometimes we devour ourselves on it. Many social media platforms, such as Instagram and Facebook, have been criticized and taken to court over their negative impact on the mental health of kids. It's no secret that social media can have that impact, especially on the developing brain and soul. Others seem to have it all, and so we look into the black mirror and see our lives don't reflect that. Some doom scroll, the act of consuming negative or emotionally charged content, such as rage bait, even when it drags them down into the depths of a black hole. Doom scrolling is a maladaptive coping strategy. Being consumed by negative news stories, gossip, in the comments section are all forms of doom scrolling. And as I said before, people go into the comments sections and project, good, bad, or ugly. The black mirror acts not only as a medium for divination, but as a shield as well. Even in traffic, people act like the other people behind the glass of their vehicles are not real people, but objects to project their frustrations onto. Traffic is annoying, people can be dense, but no sane person has road rage. No sane person goes into a stranger's comments section to tear them down over an opinion. But those that do, this is the obsidian at work, projecting their worst parts onto others. Though they do it, it is hard to look at oneself in the mirror when you don't like what you see. Projection is a form of scrying, it seems. One where the phone is the scrying mirror, the person who is projecting is the scryer, but they assign the unwanted insight they get on themselves onto a stranger on the internet. But some may ask, is this a trait already in them, or is this behavior shaped by something else unseen. Some would say the latter, that things like nanotechnology have been injected into people through Western medical interventions, and that this nanotechnology is able to control the mind, behavior, and biology. Nanotechnology is a real science. It's the manipulation of matter at an invisible scale. But whether or not it is nanotechnology playing a role in this antisocial behavior remains to be seen. We know it has been revealed that the CIA has used mind control and other manipulative techniques, so anything is possible. Within this nanotechnology mind control sphere is the belief that social media algorithms can read the mind. That you can merely think of someone or a product and suddenly they are in your recommended friends, or an ad for said product is suddenly on your timeline. But I ask, is it the nanotechnology doing this? Or is it the Black Mirror in full effect?